Well, I wished I was in Austin, in the chilly Parlor bar, drinking Mad Dog margaritas and not caring where you are. But here I sit in Dublin, just rolling cigarettes and holding back and choking back the pipes with every breath. So forgive me all my anger, forgive me all my faults. There's no need to forgive me for thinking what I thought. And I loved you from the get-go, and I'll love you till I die. And I loved you on the Spanish Steps the day you said goodbye. Hey there, friends, what's going on? So today we're looking at Guy Clark's amazing song, Dublin Blues from 1995. So this is just a 3-chord song, but something really special about it is you're going to use a capo on the 2nd fret, but only on the thinnest 5 strings. And what this does is it sort of gives you this imitation of drop D tuning, right? So for our D chord, we're going to be using just all 6 strings. Open, 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 2nd, 3rd, 2nd. It's a really nice version of D because you're playing all 6 strings. You don't need to worry about skipping those 6th and 5th strings, right? And the great part about this is your G is going to be a normal G, right? Normally when you're in drop D, you have to use this weird voicing of G, but not in this song. So those are the 3 chords we're going to need. Now the fun thing about playing this song is that intro riff. It's a really cool sequence which combines these bass notes with strumming at the same time. And the strumming is very light and feathery. It sounds like this when you put it all together. I'll teach you how to do this. Really understated, low-key vibe here. You don't want to overdo it, but you want to make sure those bass notes ring really clearly. But let's look at how to learn this intro riff here. I have the sort of summary tab, as I've shown you here, written out on page 1 of my song sheet, but I recommend learning this step by step. And first we're going to look at just the bass notes of things, okay? Because you really want to get these down. You want to have these sort of really solid before you attempt to bring in any of the strumming between, right? So the tab for the bass notes sort of looks like this. You're basically those first, let's look at the first 6 notes. We're going to start on that 5th string. We're going to go from open to 2nd fret, and then to open 4th string. Okay, so 1, dun, dun. Those are the first 3 notes. And the next 3 notes, it's going to be open 5th string to start with, but we're going to hammer on that 2nd fret note if you can. Just sort of hammer it on by playing it open, but then bringing your left index finger down firmly. If you can't hammer it on, just play 2 separate notes, that's fine, and then do an open 6th string. Okay, if we counted that, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Again, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Okay, then for the next part, we're going to go to the 4th string. This whole next sequence of 6 notes is on the 4th string. We start with the open 4th string, 2nd fret, and 4, 4, 2, open. Okay, so that is going to start with open 4th string, index finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. And if you can here, do a hammer on from 2nd to 4th fret. So keep your 2nd fret noted, 2nd fret note pressed down, play it once, hammer on, play 4th fret again, 4, 2, open. Then we go to open 5th string, and then we're going to go to that G bass note, 3rd fret of the low E string, hammer on from 0 to 2nd fret on the 5th string, and then open 6th string. Okay, so the whole bass note sequence here would sound like this. That last bass note at the end, that D, you don't have to play it twice as strongly. I'm just impressing upon you, you're going to be on D for 2 measures at the end. So rewind that if you need to. That's basically what you want to learn initially. Just learn those bass notes really solidly. If you just want to play the bass notes by themselves, if that is enough of a challenge for you and it takes time to get to, that's totally cool. You can totally do that. Don't feel like you have to do these strums in between, okay? But say you're able to do the bass notes without any hassle and you really want to get that next level of bringing in those strums, right? Practice this. This is what I recommend doing. This next sequence, right? This, what I have tabbed out here. So the trick here is going to be light strums. Let me do a playthrough of it, then I'll explain it a little bit more. Light strums. I recommend repeating it, right? Get into practice of repeating it. Now, the main idea here is, again, learn the bass notes, make sure you have those good, and then just think in terms of getting your left hand in those chord shapes. So when you start the song, I recommend putting your hand in a D chord shape, right? You play that 5th string, sneak in a strum if you can, then you go to your G, okay? One more time. 2 strums of the G, 3 strums of the D here. Now this part, 4th string again, 2nd fret. Now here, I recommend if you can, doing an A that's barring the 2nd fret on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th string, okay? Because it sets you up to do this. Okay, one more time. Now that part might seem tricky there. What I'm doing is I'm going to the G bass note, sneaking in a strum, hammering on, sneaking in a strum, and then going to the D. One more time. It's one more time again. Notice how those first 2 bass notes of the G, my hand's in a G shape. Then to the D. Okay? So this whole sequence one more time. So I was practicing this for a few days when I was learning this song. It sounds like this. So that's what you're going to want to do. Spend some time with this. Don't feel like you're going to get it overnight. It took me quite a while to sort of memorize the chord shapes in addition to getting comfortable with that bass note melody. But it did come with practice, with a few days of just going through it with some slow repetition. I got it. Now the last part, if you really want to sort of sound like Guy Clark, is to bring in these filler strums. Now, I'll say this. This is my approximation of what I'm playing here, and you're going to notice that this gets a bit like, it just looks more chaotic. There's all these, sometimes I'm not strumming all the strings, sometimes I am, sometimes I'm only doing the bass notes, but this is what you can work toward. So what I would recommend doing is do what I just showed you, practice that, give it enough repetition, and then have in mind this idea that you can bring in these light feathery strums. You don't always have to do all the strings. Here's what it sounds like as I play it. Okay, again, it's something that you just have to sort of work toward. And if this tab does not call to you, if you find that it's just not gelling with you, go back to the previous version, get comfortable enough with that. And I think what happens is when you get more and more comfortable with something, your sort of confidence grows and you start to explore it in different ways and you might start strumming in different ways, right? And make it your own. You don't have to play it exactly like I do, right? But again, dial it back to a level that's easier. And what I just showed you, give it a few days, spend time with it. And then if you want to get to this point, just it's repetition, it's careful practice, and your drumming will sort of go where your capability is able to take it, right? You have to sort of meet it where it is. But I just want to show you this as a suggestion, right? This may or may not be what you're looking for. But I hope this is helpful for you as far as how to play that intro riff. So let me talk about strumming the verse and the chorus of this song, okay? So this is a song where you want to be really understated, you don't want to overdo it. I think to get started, when you're learning the progression, if you're learning the lyrics and everything, I would just do a down strum on the 1 count and the 3 count of each measure. Now it's a pretty slow tempo. It's about 85 beats per minute, right? So that would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I wished I was in Austin. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the chilly parlor bar, drinking Mad Dog margaritas, heading not caring where you are. 2, 3, 4. But here I sit in Dublin. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Just rolling cigarettes. I'm holding back and choking back the shakes with every breath. 2, 3, 4. Now the chorus, you could do the same thing. The chorus is just A and D. So if you did strumming on the 1 and the 3, that would be, so forgive me all my anger, forgive me all my thoughts. There's no need to forgive me for thinking what I thought. I loved you from the get-go and I loved you till I died. I loved you on the Spanish Steps the day you said goodbye to. And when you finish the verse or the chorus, you can stay on the D as long as you want until you're ready to move on. Now, as far as picking up the strumming, you could do a down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. And I'm whispering because it's really important you don't overdo it, right? This intermediate strum, it's the same thing as a basic strum. You're just sneaking in a down, down, up right before the 1 and the 3 count each time. So that would sound like this, nice and brushy and light. You don't need to get all the strings, just do maybe the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th string, right? Soft little feel in your pick. So, well, I wished I was in Austin, in the chilly parlor bar, drinking Mad Dog margaritas and not caring where you are. Right? And even that might be too much in the verse. The verse is so understated, okay? But that works well in the chorus. So, forgive me all my anger, forgive me all my thoughts. There's no need to forgive me for thinking what I thought. I loved you till the get-go and I loved you till I died. I loved you on the Spanish Step the day you said goodbye. Okay, one other strum for the chorus you could use is this sort of bass down, up, down, up, bass down, up, down, up, bass down, up, down, up, bass down, up, down, up. And it means we're going to do the bass note of whatever chord we're on, then do a full down strum, and then an up, down, up. And when you do the up, down, up, just get the thinnest couple strings. That would sound like this, and I would only use this during the chorus. So forgive me all my anger, forgive me all my faults. There's no need to forgive me for thinking what I thought. And I loved you from the get-go and I love you till I die. And I loved you on the Spanish Steps the day you said goodbye. Okay, and if I do, I want to include this also, my sort of secret stash strum. The version I like to strum, and I'm just sort of playing this as I want to play it, it sounds like this. It's going to be a bass, down, up, bass, bass, down, down, up, bass, down, up, bass, bass, down, down, up, bass, down, up, bass, bass, down, down, up. The key here is there's 3 different types of strum. There's your bass note strum, then your full strum, then your sort of, up strum on the thinnest couple strings, then another bass couple strings. So it's really it's just, you want feather in it, you want lightness, okay? And if you hear me play the verse, let me do the second verse here because I'm doing the first verse so many times. Just notice how light I'm doing things, right? And sort of being very selective. I'm not playing all the strings. I'm very rarely doing that. I'm doing it sometimes, but I'm using bass notes. I'm using some light brushy strums. Every now and then I'll do a full strum, but check it out, right? Now I am just a poor boy. Work's my middle name. If money was the reason, well, I would not be the same. I'll stand up and be counted. Da 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 dee, da 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 dee, dee 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 dee. Sorry, I lost the lyrics there. So hopefully you get the idea there, right? It's a little bit of a tricky dance. I just wanted to include that one because it's a bit of just what I prefer to play. And I'm writing up my notes. I had this page on page 4. I included that for you there. So that's your options for strumming, right? Again, take it nice and light with this song. A few other quick things before I leave you here. There's a fill, you hear it, 3/10 in Guy Clark's album version. It sounds like this. And he plays it at the end of the verse. So it's almost like if I'm doing, and I have been to Spain, and I have been too proud to come in out of the rain. It happens right about there. To play it, you're going to do this, basically. The tab's on the screen here. You're going to hammer on 3rd fret of the 5th string. Right, hammer onto the 3rd fret and then pull off from 5 to 3. Then slide down from 5 to 3 on the 6th string. I'm going through this fast because I can't play it that cleanly, but here's the tabs if you want to do it. I have all the fingering written in there. Hammer on, pull off to 5th fret on the low E string. Slide down to 3, pull off 1 to 0. I guess it's, well, the 3rd fret in actuality, but it's 1st fret relative to the capo. Then slide from 3 to 5, and then do an open 6th string. Now, I have the tab on the screen there. Here's a simpler version for it, because I like doing this. I like getting that sound, minor pentatonic sound. Here's a much easier version. 4th string, 3rd fret, open, 5th string, 3rd fret, open, 6th string, 1st fret relative to the capo, open. So in context, if you're on D, I'll do it a couple times. One more time. And I have seen the David, and I've been to Mona Lisa too, and I have heard Doc Watson play Columbus Stockade Blues. Right? There's a tab. It's written up in my song sheet as well for you. So that's going to be it for this lesson. I hope you found this helpful, everybody. This is a super fun song to learn. I have a 4-page song sheet available. You all know the drill probably. If you've never seen these before, I make these song sheets for all my lessons. This is all the tabs I've showed you, but they're written up. The first page has all the lyrics and everything cleanly formatted on one page, handcrafted by me. This is not copy and pasted off the web. This is me frustrated with the random incomplete tabs you find out there, and this is a sort of enshrined thing. I have a bunch here, and check out my website if you want to know more. I have over 150 of these at this point, and that's available for you. So check that out if you want to know more on my website, playsongnotes.com. Members of my Song Notes page get a 50% discount. And thanks to all of you who are supporting me and who have requested this song. This has been a dear song to learn. The Texas Chili Parlor that he is singing about is, I used to work 5 or 6 blocks from there, downtown Austin. We would go there every 3 or 4 weeks for lunch, and it is like a dear special place to me. So I only learned about this song after Guy Clark passed away, and I love that place. I love this song, and I'm glad that this lesson exists now. Hopefully it helps you. So until next time, my friends, I'll see you. Take care. Bye-bye.